Hey everyone, welcome. It's Jav here from Medieval Mirage. It's the 14th of April 2020. It's great to have your company. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you're all doing well. I know I haven't been around much, but I promise you I have been recording videos. They're just not been edited and they haven't been uploaded. So that's why I haven't been around, but there are lots and lots of things that have held me up since my last video, and I apologize that it's taken so long to get here. But since then, so many things have happened, and one of them is the coronavirus. When I started free-flowing more tutorials, I did come down with something viral, but it wasn't the coronavirus. It was early February when I was doing some of my recordings. I've just been playing them back tonight because I wanted to start editing them for some tutorials that I want to share with you. And yeah, so they won't always be in chronological order, but I'll always give you the timestamp of when it was recorded. But like I said, since I've uploaded, so much has changed. Hasn't the world changed? Even when I was listening back to myself and I had my little nasty chest infection and sore throat, which wasn't the coronavirus, the world has changed dramatically, and so many have lost their lives, so many have lost their jobs, most people and countries are in lockdown, so my heart goes out to everyone. So I wanted to just say a huge hello, and I hope you guys are okay. Thank you for your patience with me. There's a lot that has happened in my own life, and a lot of the times when I tried to record a video, I couldn't because I would end up crying. Now, 2 family members of mine have passed away. Even just talking about it is very emotional for me. But they didn't die of coronavirus, so yeah, it hadn't really kind of reached our shores. But yeah, and since then everything has kind of been overshadowed with this coronavirus and how it's dominated our entire lives. Yeah, so what I have before you, there's a couple of things. So there'll be tutorials coming, but I just thought if I can at least do an introduction back into everything, and I know I've done one before and there were different covers. Please be assured I will be getting to those tutorials. But since then, so many of you have subscribed to my channel, and I am truly grateful to everyone, and I wanted to do something special. And so way back whenever I started filming, I can't remember, I wanted to do a giveaway, but it's a giveaway for everyone. And I just had to work out how I would be getting the files to you. And originally it was going to be just some vintage labels, and I was going to do a gift tutorial, which is in front of you by the way. A gift tutorial and of how to make these, and also my brain has stopped just like that. Don't you hate that? I almost need like a telly monitor in front of me to give me kind of prompts. Maybe I should hire something like that or buy something like that, and my brain just goes whoop. Right, so it's just going to be labels, and then it just grew and grew. So you'll be getting quite a few of my designs, and I've even been making them as I've been making what's inside here. So you're not going to get a literal giveaway. You are going to get digitals as a giveaway gift. So I'm still going to finalize how I'm going to get them to you, but everyone can enjoy this. And the reason why I've decided to do it this way is I just wanted to you know, with the coronavirus just totally decimating people's lives, well, you know, left, right and center, I wanted to kind of send some compassionate care and concern. I wanted to send some cheer to your lives, and, you know, just to help us sort of focus on something constructive and creative while we let our hearts and minds rest from all the distress out there. So that's why I wanted to combine my thank you to my subscribers and for everyone that is struggling with this coronavirus out there as my way of thanking everyone for subscribing and for being such wonderful support, but also to just spread some compassion and hopefully some cheer, even if it's just a small bit. I just wanted to do my little bit to help us through this coronavirus crisis. So anyway, basically what's inside here will be explained, and we'll be doing a step-by-step tutorial. Now, these won't be, what you can see in front of me won't be in the giveaway. This is part of my medieval accessories pack, a medieval and bohemian accessory pack, and I wanted to use them because I've been wanting to road test them for myself anyway, and I thought, well, why not combine this with the giveaway? So this is still waiting for me to do this, so it's been a very slow process, me filming this tutorial, but I'm going to just pull these apart. So these are just panels. I'll just move these out of the way. So these are just panels that will be glued on. So I will be showing you how to make these. These are basically repurposed books, but I'll be teaching you how to assemble this, yeah, and we'll be talking about what it's for. But basically these were what you'll be getting, but I've added to it, and we'll be labeling everything. Now the purpose of these is, I don't know if anyone is like me, but I'm a chronic list maker and note maker, and I have them all over the place, and sometimes they go missing, and in fact I have found some that have slipped underneath a chair or something like that, and then on that list is something I have forgotten to do, forgotten anniversaries, I have forgotten to do a number of things, so I'm going to have to make a list of the people that I need to contact and say, sorry, if I don't have my list, it's like my mind has gone blank. Yeah, so by having, so my concept was, for my own benefit, was to create a system. Let's see, I won't show you underneath there, but I was going to show you a system of how to manage your lists. But you don't have to use this as a list note archive. It can be a keepsake archive. It can be an ephemera archive. It can be an archive of your favorite people in your life. So you could have a photo of them there, and in it you could slip things about, you know, some of the special times you've shared with them, or the gifts you would like to buy them, or significant moments that you've shared with them, and you could pepper it throughout here. It just has so many purposes. I've chosen it to be long, like a ledger style, TN style, because I like my pieces to be long. So I like my papers to be long, where I put down my lists, and they can easily go in there. And what will happen, I will make sure, and I have done this, if I can find the container. But in here are just some of the labels that you'll be getting, but I've designed it so, where's the blank blank pieces. So I've designed it so that you can do all sorts of groovy, do sorts of groovy things. It's just a little blob of paint there. Yeah, so there's just so many options, and so I'll be showing you how to construct this and talking a bit about it. It looks pretty rough at the moment, but we're going to be doing the papers for it. So for example, so here is just some of the stuff we'll be getting. But for example, we'll be kind of, let me just see, so we'll be using papers to decorate it, and you'll be getting lots of different options. Where's the other piece gone? Pieces go missing left, right and center here with me all the time. Yeah, no, I can't find that piece, and I'm really scared that I'm gonna drop everything. So there is a piece that goes there, I'm sure, or maybe I was going to leave it, I can't remember now. But yeah, so there'll be things like, well, some of them won't possibly be the same as mine, but craft room sorting, things needed. I'm going to have all sorts of little labels for you, and then you can design it how you wish with my papers or papers of your own. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to have to reacquaint myself with what I was doing with this tutorial. There was one that you could do with a window. Where is the acetate there? So you could have something that, I think I had this like this, and this over it, and then you could slip behind it, maybe not this one, oh yeah, you could have to visit. Not that we're allowed to visit anyone at the moment, maybe we shouldn't have that one. I don't know. Okay, well that's something that we all have to do, is paste. So that would be glued down, but you could then have it so that you can have an interchangeable, what do you call it? Interchangeable thing, so you can rearrange yourself how you want it. So there's how you can use that. But look, there's just so much to share, and I wanted to do something nice for everyone, and to do my bit to contribute to a little bit of cheer and compassion to come your way. So this is just and you know, it doesn't have to be decorated this way, it can be, you know, done like that, all sorts of ways. But yeah, so it grew and grew and grew, because as the coronavirus got worse and worse, we couldn't believe how it was just spreading around the world. It really concerned me, and I wanted to do something nice. So this is what I've been working on since forever. Since I don't know. We'll have to go back to my recordings and find out. You along with me. I don't remember anything about what I do. So yeah, that's a problem with my chronic fatigue syndrome. But yeah, so we'll be making our own kind of ledger archive, note and list archive. So it's a way of keeping. So for me, I'll be making a list, and I'll be writing everything down. So, because that's okay. But then I'll look at it, and they're just not in groups, and so I'll try to do that, and then of course I run out of room, and then I go, oh, I've got to write that out again or whatever. But having it this way, like if you make a list of all the categories of where you'd be making lists, it can help you decide how many of these you're going to require. You know, you might just want to have like a notice board. So this is like a notice board where you clip things in. The back of it, you know, flips up, and that just for just a little bit of interest. But it's something you can keep adding to. And even though it doesn't look that pretty here, you can add whatever you like on there. Your favorite papers, your favorite laces or trims. But it won't be seen because it'll be going into like your Midori Fedori kind of style book. But I just felt that even though it might not be your thing, you might be better at organizing yourself and you use a planner. But you may want to have a place where you store things, and maybe you do like having lists, or you might, yeah, I don't know. But you could have your planner as well as something like this. So I'll show you how to make this. Yeah, and but yeah, I have found this has saved my sanity, and I haven't been using it because I'm waiting to finish this off with you guys, and so I'm starting to build up my lists on my computer table, and there's just lists everywhere. But this, when I was playing around with it, oh my goodness, it really helped me keep my lists in categories. The front page, or you could have like a notice board page that flips out, could be your at a glance or what's in the context of your categories. So it just reminds you, oh yeah, I better look at that, and you'll know where it is situated, and then you can go there. I know this looks all white and everything, but we are going to be inking it up, but we'll be decorating it anyway. So that's what I wanted to do as a gift tutorial, a gift giveaway tutorial, as well as some kits. So I've just got to finalize how I'm going to get the kits to you. Yeah. Alright everyone, so okay. So what I wanted to show you was a couple of things, and okay, I'm just going to keep these separate because for some reason there is a reason why I've kept these separate. Do you think I can remember what they are? Now I will be going over this with you guys again when I'm doing my tutorial, so I don't want to be boring you to death with repetition, but I just thought I would make an announcement of what's coming. So if you're interested, you can follow along with these tutorials that are coming. So basically, in January, I was making these templates, which are, so that these are what you can see here. I hope you can see these, okay, because there's gold on these. So basically what I wanted to do was create some embroidery, historical embroidery patterns and some antique book designs that you could gold leaf. So that's what the purpose was. Now I managed to get my black and white old laser printer going, and I was so excited because I just thought these would look amazing just using your laminator and doing some gold foiling. So this is just heat activated foil, and on just a very old laser printer, but it's black and white. So you will need a laser printer for this. Now obviously we're not encouraged to go out at the moment, but when it's safe to do so and restrictions have been lifted, I'm sure your office supply place will most likely have laser printers, so you can always print them there and get them laminated at home if you have a laminator. Now I know that the gold foiling machines can be expensive, but I have found the laminator very helpful. Mine is a very inexpensive one that you'll see. It's an A3 one. I think it was like under $30, and it really is working beautifully. But this is the kind of thing that I wanted to create because, as you know, Medieval Mirage, I love anything illuminated, anything historical, and I just thought, wouldn't it be awesome to be able to just use your laminator, just a plain black and white printer. And this kit will be listed in the description box below. It's called Silhouette. I wasn't sure what I would call it to begin with, but it's Silhouette. It's patterns from the past, and they're embroideries from the 1500s, 1600s, and I've revamped them and yeah, made them available. I think this is a book cover, and yeah, I had a bit of a disaster with my poor laminator, and so this is what I salvaged, and that was recorded, would you believe it? Yeah, everything goes wrong for me on camera, but yeah, look at that. I mean, that is just, and these would be great as a wedding guest book, or it would be great for an anniversary gift, but even if you just want it like a fairy tale kind of fantasy journal, it would be great for any journal that's historical. And there was something else, and I've forgotten what I wanted to say, but I love things that are illuminated, and I just think it has just come out so beautiful. You could even laminate this and have it as like a, you know, a serving placemat. But yeah, invitations, or you could write a letter, a love letter in there. Yeah, so that's in there. This one was wasn't printed properly, and in some instances, because it didn't sort of take, it's quite streaky. In some instances, it just looks like black, you know, a black on coffee stain paper. But yeah, look at that awesome effect. So I'll just quickly run through these. You'll be seeing these again, and these are in my shop. Yeah, I hope these are coming out alright. So this one is just plain, and we'll talk about that in just a second. This one, that was a paper injury in the laminator because I did something wrong. And there's that. So really awesome for those of you that like kind of historical looking things for your journals. I think we've already done that one. I've seen that one. Yeah, I love this one too. Sorry if I'm going quickly, I just don't want to bore everyone. And the other thing is, you can actually die cut with this as well, and it can leave behind some amazing effects with the laminator. So we'll be doing that. There'll be tutorials released where we'll be doing that. Alright, so basically what the Silhouette tutorial is you can make, you can use this if you have a laser printer for gold foiling. So you can print on them out black and white on white paper and then coffee stain them, no trouble. Or you can coffee stain them, then print on them, but make sure your edges are nice and smooth. And a lot of my papers were done that way. I just coffee stain them, smooth them out under a book, and then I use the laser printer to print on. And I found that way the toner doesn't get watered down. Not that it gets watered down per se, but it has more of an ability to sort of hold on to the gold foiling. Now a lot of you who use inkjet printers are probably thinking, but what about us? And I know it's not fair, is it? So don't worry, I've got a color inkjet printer, but I've only got a black and white laser that is really old, but we resurrected it. So don't worry, you've got something special coming to you as well. But in the interim, to do this, I needed to get my papers fast-tracked. So I've devised a way for you guys who prefer limited space, coffee and tea dye staining in limited space, but it's the fast-track way in a tray. So in a tray like this, there it is. So how deep is this tray? It's less than 1.5 deep, and it holds A4 paper side by side nicely. So it's the fast-tracked way in a tray, but I will show you my very first original method of how I used to coffee stain. So I've tried all sorts of ways, because that's how I am. I always improvise on my own formulas. I'm always changing things up and going, hey, I could do this, I could do that. So I'm going to show you how to fast track your papers in a tray, and you can get tons of them done. And so please stay tuned for that. So there'll be that coming, how to coffee tea dye stain in the fast track way in a tray. And using that method means that you will have fast access. If you've got a laser printer, you will have fast access to papers that way. You can flatten them and off they go into the laser, and then you can do your gold foiling. So that's for people with laser printer. Now, some of you might prefer just to do things black and white, or you might even just prefer to gold foil on just white. That's totally your taste. But yeah, so like this one, you might just prefer black and white. Now the other reason why I'm showing you this is that you can do, especially with, where did it go? If you've just coffee stained your pieces, I mean this has barely got any glitter on it, not much, but if you're into illuminating, which I love, or relief work, you can use this to illuminate your pages and do amazing things. But it's also great for those of you that like to colour in. So it has so many multiple ways of being used. Now if you are using an inkjet printer, well, what you would need to do is also fast track your papers, coffee stain them first, and then run them through your machine. Just making sure that at least one side is perfectly smooth. You should be alright. And then you can create, if I can find it, and then they can look like this. So if you don't want any gold foiling, it doesn't matter. They can still look pretty terrific as is. Very medieval, very historical looking papers. Great for writing letters, and so you can, with your inkjet printer, still get these results. All you need to do is make sure you coffee stain your papers first, and that's why I devised the fast track way in a tray, and I will be showing you how to do that. So that's the tutorial that's coming up, that was done in February. Now the other thing is, as I was doing it, what happened was I had one piece of paper, just one piece of paper in there that was inkjet. And what I had been doing in my tutorial, I had gotten these, which were laser printed, and with the coffee and tea, and you know, showing you how to do it, and then you could gold leaf it, you know. But this one paper did something mysterious, and of course we all know how inkjet printers release their ink, but I discovered that it can do something magnificent, and I've called this the faded and frayed technique. And there will be papers from this that I've scanned, and some other papers called faded and fray in my shop. So today is the 14th of April. I'm almost ready to get those papers done. Things are always slow at my end, even our internet uploads are really slow. So that is what I'm going to be teaching you, how to get these papers looking like this. No, that's not supposed to be there. My apologies. So I will show you the faded and frayed technique of how to get this look. And oh my goodness, you guys are in for such a treat if you give these a go. So I'm going to be making some of these papers available. I'll be scanning them, but check this out. So I'm just going to do some, you'll be seeing a lot of these when I do my tutorials, but I just wanted to show you how gorgeous they are. And these were done, this tutorial was done back in the early month of February when I had a cold, so excuse me for sort of sounding all nasally at that time. But what I loved was how the ink somehow clings onto the coffee, making it sort of like a vintagey sepia brown, and then on the other side is the blue. This is just mop-up paper, but I'll show you how to achieve these results with the kits that are called, which is the kit called Silhouette. So you are in for such a treat. You are going to love it. I think this is the way that I'm going to be copy staining for now. I just love this shabby kind of vintage antique blue. It's a combination of broken china, old, you know, china, blue china, broken pieces. That's what it reminds me of. And also faded, bleached Persian rugs. It really takes me to another place. So I don't know if these are coming out. They might look quite blue in the viewfinder, but I'm telling you, they're kind of a faded blue. And you are not going to believe how absolutely delicious this technique is. Oh, it just will blow you away. Absolutely blow you away. So the papers are in my shop. They're in the description box below, called Silhouette. And I'll be working hard to, I'll make sure some of these papers are also in a faded and frayed collection for those of you that are not in the position to coffee stain. But this coffee staining is for everyone. Even if you feel you haven't got much energy, you can be sitting down and have it on your lap, even if you've got a little table next to you. It is really very user-friendly. You don't have to be bending over anything. And again, when it's done, you can move it anywhere. Because look, you can carry it. You don't have to get someone else to carry it if you're struggling to hold things because of your health. You can just slip it under anything or put it on top of the fridge or wherever. It is such a great way, especially for those of you that are going into winter. You might even have a cool spring wherever you are, and you will speed up your process because it doesn't get liquidy in this instance. We're not spraying in this instance, but I'll show you the technique, my old technique from years ago, but I just keep changing it depending on, you know, I just love exploring anything and everything for myself. So yeah, I just swoon. I just swoon. I really do. I hope it's coming through okay. Yeah, I just swoon when these are just, I just feel like I've walked into a chateau, an old rundown chateau, and all the fresco. Well, this is probably like in Italy, some old building with fresco that's kind of fading away, or a chateau where it's just all getting old and the wall is peeling away, or a Persian rug that's been bleached in the sun over centuries, and broken china, and just delish. So yeah. Anyway, I'm probably boring you guys to tears, but I'll be showing you the technique. But I just wanted to come in and sort of whet your appetite for what is coming. And I'm so excited to be able to share these with you. I think, and yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. This is for people with an inkjet printer. It won't work with a laser printer. I'm sorry, laser printer people. I'm sorry. But for those that have inkjets, this is what you're going to be getting. So, yeah. So these are these were all black and white. So these were all like this, and this is what we turned them into. Yeah. So I'm so happy to finally be able to get my ability and my strength to make the tutorials available and the kit, because there was no point in me doing this with you if I didn't have the kit ready. So yeah, oh look, it's just awesome. So please join me on this journey. And basically I thought, you know, for a lot of you, again, you may not be able to find your plastic lace. Well, let me tell you, I just think this is just as exciting, if not more so. And it's in your power to do it. You just need your inkjet printer, black and white, and this is the results. So this one, did I actually scan that one? It's hard to remember. I'm so disorganized with everything. Everything is everywhere. But anyway, yeah. So for those of you that have laser printers, you can gold foil. So you can do gold foiling with these. If you are into illuminating, you can, which I love doing, or detailed work, you can go in there with your gold pens or your relief paints, and you can go in there and create illuminated work, just like this one here. Where are you? Okay, so this is a little bit different because it's its color, but you could still do some illuminated detailed work. I'll show you how to do this, by the way, which is what medieval mirage is all about. It's about a blending of the best parts of history and creating like an exotic fusion of beauty, just taking the best out of all eras and then blending it into one. So yeah, and these are pieces of the past. These are old patterns from embroideries. Most of them are from embroideries. So here we go. This one is this one. I kept some of the lettering and I took some of the lettering out. So this is what it was like before, after. And look at the back. You're getting these incredible effects on either side. So thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you will join me on this journey, and I think you are going to be excited about having, you know, we all love our vintage papers, but wouldn't it be nice just to, you know, have a change from time to time? And what's great is you get the best of both worlds. You're still getting, see, this is quite vintage with a little bit of the blue, but here's the blue. Like, you know, how cool is that? So yeah, so that all happened because one piece of paper that was done in inkjet, but I had forgotten, and I went, now why is this so? So that was in February, everyone, when I was doing these all for the gold foiling. So now it's for anything and everything, really. So Silhouette is in my shop. Please check it out. It'll be in the description box below. Thank you everyone for joining me. Please take care of your lovely selves. All the very best. My heart goes out to everyone because it has been very distressing for many, if not all. And please stay tuned because I will be rolling out my tutorials. Just note that they're not in chronological order. They're not in real time at all because I've been filming for years and still they haven't been uploaded, but there are some that I will be fast tracking, such as this one and my gift giveaway, and thank you for my subscribers, and a way of just being supportive during this coronavirus crisis. So thank you for joining me. I'll just do that so that you can see them side by side. Yeah, thank you guys for joining me. Please take care and stay tuned. Bear with me. I will do my best, and thank you to you all for your lovely support. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.